Relational Dialectics Theory by Krista Avery. First, we'll be looking at the origin of the relational dialectics theory. Baxter and Montgomery's 1996 relational dialectics theory focuses on how social interactions constantly involve competing perspectives. These competing perspectives help define relationships and also aid in maintaining a healthy romantic or platonic relationship. We will also be looking at the main points of the relational dialectics theory. Internal dialectics are tensions or opposing views within the relationship, and external dialectics are tensions between the relationship and outside forces. The relational dialectics theory highlights three core tensions that can surface as both internal and external dialectics. These three core tensions include openness versus privacy, novelty versus predictability, and autonomy versus connection. Individuals manage these dialectical tensions in a variety of ways, known as coping strategies. One coping strategy that I'm going to discuss is denial. Denial is selecting one side of a conflict while ignoring the other side of the conflict at the same time. An example of this is arranged marriages. In arranged marriages, individuals typically remain autonomous and find it hard to maintain a close, intimate, and interdependent relationship. They use the coping strategy of denial. They give up their own autonomy to develop an intimate relationship with their partner. The other coping strategy that I'm going to discuss is integration. Integration is reacting to both sides of the conflict at the same time. Two studies that I found that dealt with integration were on African American college students and the transition from adolescence to adulthood. The study that I looked at that focused on African American college students determined that they are typically faced with the issue of integration, especially in areas of the world that have very little diversity. They frequently deal with the core issue of separation versus connectedness, or autonomy versus connection. They use the coping strategy of integration and have to find a way to remain autonomous and independent while still being connected to their other college students. This allows students to feel a sense of involvement without having to alter their identity. The study that looked at adolescent individuals determined that adolescents transitioning to adulthood are often faced with the issue of autonomy versus connection. They typically use the coping strategy of integration to face this core issue. Researchers determined adolescents have to develop a sense of autonomy while establishing a connectedness with their peers.